All right. Comments are working. I see one on Facebook and I see one on YouTube. Make sure my comments are working here before we get started. Comment. Hello, Connie. Connie, you're the first one to comment. Thank you today. But look at Jeff Flurry. Jeff Flurry on the YouTube. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Kathy Hayes is here. Good to see you, Kathy. Don Channel. Don, no field tonight on the broadcast. His contract does not go with Tuesday nights, so he has Tuesday nights off. This is for the election for City Council. The early numbers are in. We'll get to those here in just a second. Ryan Cotting, good to see you, my good friend. Can we talk some sports while Don's here with results? Yeah, I think we'll have some time to talk about some other things tonight. Only one election tonight, so it should go fairly quick here in just a little bit. Hello, Martin. Good to see you on YouTube. Again, we're streaming this live on YouTube and Facebook. So let me hit my fancy button here, and you can, oops, not so fancy. There it is. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can get the results faster. The stream is a lot faster on YouTube than it is on Facebook. But however you find this tonight, appreciate that. Well, let's get to it right quick. There are the early numbers are in. A lot of people were able to obviously go with the absentee mail and early voting. I'm going to hit refresh one more time to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, no precincts are reporting yet, so only the early numbers so far. And let's take a look at the early numbers. Okay, before we look at the early numbers, how many votes do you think combined were between absentee and early voting? Again, there's only one precinct for City Council Ward 3. 5 candidates total, which is great to see. But what is your guess? What is your guess for the amount of absentee mail and early voting numbers combined? How many do you think that is? Josh Seabolt, we'll see if 125 even vote in this ward. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Mark Bruning with 12, a little bit higher than that. The number is 23. So let's go ahead and take a look at the early numbers for the council. 23 is the answer, and I'm going to push the right button. There it is. So there you have the early numbers, absentee mailing and early voting. There were 9 voters who went through the absentee mail route, and there were 14 people who went with the early voting route. Go ahead and turn the radio down. Apologize for that. But 23 total did the early voting, outside of today. So 9 people voted by mail, 14 people voted by early voting. So, again, just one race tonight in City Council. Oh, I'm almost off the screen there. Apologize. We would have had a school board election tonight if someone had filed against the incumbents. No one filed against the 2 incumbents, so no school board election. That would have been tonight as well. Again, the 5 candidates tonight: Franklin Danley, Jesse Morris, Cheryl Paget, Danny Smith, and Tracy Williams on the ballot for those who live in Ward 3. If you don't live in Ward 3, then you didn't get to vote today. So, and a big thank you to all those polling places out there. I know Generations Church was one of those places. They opened up the doors to the election board office to have those elections. So a big thank you to all those places. And I know Generations Church was one of them. Again, 4 precincts, so a big thank you to all of them. Again, the way this sets up with municipalities, it's a little bit different from county, and in regards that in county elections, if you get 50% or more of the votes on these general elections, you automatically get to go to into office. But with the municipalities, I struggle with that word sometimes. It's the top 2 voters. If the top 2 who get the most votes tonight will then move on to the April 6th. Is that right? The April 6th. I get my days mixed up. I have it down here on the scroll. I think it's April 6th to to the final election there, and then after the April election, they'll take office pretty quick right after that. So that's how it's going to work tonight. Again, 4 precincts in Ward 3, and right now none of those are reporting in, only the early numbers as you see there on your screen. Now, I was asked how many votes will turn out, and we've had winter weather on Monday. It did dry out for most of the roads out there for election Tuesday, but weather probably played a factor. Maybe maybe not as many people going out to vote today, but the roads. I went out twice today, and the roads were fine in the city of Guthrie, in the Guthrie city limits. So thank you to the street crews for the city. But still, it was really, really cold out there. So we'll see if that plays a factor. The one thing about Ward 3, although there's not a lot of voters who generally come out to these type of elections, especially Ward 3, the thing about Ward 3, though, is the races are so close. We've had races, I know 2 right off the bat that came down to less than 10 vote difference in these 2 elections. So it'll be interesting to watch that if it's another close race. I know the last couple of them. I remember 2016, speaking of number of people who vote, Cheryl Padgett, who's the incumbent, Cheryl was... I'm drawing a blank on the word. She was, when you vote them in, the council voted her in. I'm losing the word what they do, but that's going to drive me crazy. I got to look that up. The city council voted her in. She didn't win the election. Oh my gosh, what's that word? What is that word? Help me out. What's the word I'm looking for? They appointed. Yes. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy's a voting nerd out there. She admits that's okay though. Yes, Cheryl was appointed to the council, but in 2016 she did win the race. It was her against her opponent, and that one was less than 200 people vote. I think she was like 115, and her opponent drew 70 votes. So less than 200 people voted in 2016. Then Cheryl was also appointed again by the council after losing the election a couple years ago. So Cheryl being the incumbent, we'll see how that plays tonight. And again, 4 precincts, and so far none of those are reporting. The way that works, and so I took a guess at how many people would vote in that. So it was less than 200 last time. Add in the weather, will there be more than 100 people who vote? 23 so far have voted. And the numbers that I've heard at a couple precincts weren't a whole lot of number. One, I think, had around 40, 45. Another less than that. So it might be over 100, but it might not be much. But it's the votes that count. And so we'll see who gets it out. It's, with 5 candidates, it's all about getting people to the polls and voting. From my understanding, I know 3 candidates were out there knocking doors and leaving literature. So I think they all did a great job of getting the word out that, election, and getting their platform on there. Of course, they held a forum as well. The Guthrie Chamber of Commerce held a forum to get them to show their ideas and where they want to lead at. So it was good to hear from all of them. I thought they all did a pretty good job at that forum. So we'll see what pays off. Again, the top 2, we'll move on to April. And none of the precincts have come in yet. The way this works is the polls close at 7 o'clock, about 25 minutes ago. If there was anybody in line, which I doubt there was a line today at 7 o'clock. Maybe there was, but if you're in line to vote at 7 o'clock, you get to vote. And then they'll tally the votes at the location, print it, put it on the wall, and then they'll travel, like Generations Church, for example, a precinct was there. They'll take the computer box, they'll take it to the Logan County Election Board over there across from the sheriff's office, and they'll count the numbers up and put them into the database, and that's how we find out. Of course, I think it's on the screen. Yeah. All results are unofficial until the Logan County Election Board has their 5 o'clock meeting on Friday to certify the votes. Everything should go well, so we'll see how that goes. I agree. Let's put that. That's a good comment there, Brittany. Miss CEO of the Chamber, totally agree. Comment button. Which one's the comment? This one right here? Yep. They all did great and would be a part of our city council. Thank you, Brittany. No doubt. There's, of course, 6 city council members and a mayor that make up the city council. 2 from Ward 1, 2 from Ward 2, and 2 from Ward 3. So we'll see in April. Again, this is just the first round. We'll see who'll join fellow Ward 3 Councilman Don Channel in his ward as, again, 5 candidates vying for that. So still none of the precincts are reporting quite yet. So a lot of people I see, I guess, of 100 people. I saw Brittany put 100 people as the number of people who are going to vote. I actually put it at 100.5. So so Brittany's taking the under. I made it 100.5. So if you picked 100, you're going under. I see Connie's going over 130. Hopefully Connie's right on that. We'll see how this one goes, but. Usually these, when there's 22 precincts that come in, we're usually done about 8:15, 8:30 sometimes, and we'll see how long this one takes. Again, just one ward. I would certainly think once they start coming in, they'll all come in here fairly quick. Again, just to break down the absentee mail, there were 9 total votes in the absentee mail. Franklin Danley picked up 1. Tracy Williams picked up 2. And it was a tie for absentee mail. Cheryl Paget and Danny Smith each had 3 votes via absentee mail. Early voting numbers, Danny Smith brought in the most early voting numbers. He had 6. Tracy Williams had 5. Cheryl Paget had 2. And Franklin Danley had 1 vote, early voting. Again, 23 total votes in early voting when you count early voting and absentee mailing. And that's how you get those numbers on your screen when you combine absentee mail and early voting. So just an early lead for Danny Smith. But again, a whole lot, a whole lot more votes coming in. See a whole lot more of the guesses coming in. So it is a casual day. Again, the weather came in Monday, and school was out today, and school's out tomorrow as far as going into school, virtual learning. And I had to make a couple of trips, and it is freezing cold. And so I'm wearing all my Cubs stuff because once it turns baseball season, the Cubs aren't going to be any good this year. So I might as well enjoy the off season as long as I can. So I saw Cody Hayes in here earlier. Go Cubs, go! So I hope I'm wrong, but on the Cubs' sake. But I just know they're might be down a little bit this year. All right. Well, I really thought we would have a couple of precincts by now coming in, but let's check it here. Oh, we do have 1 precinct. So just give me a second here to type in all these numbers. And I hate for you to have to look at me this, but I got to put them in here this way. So give me 1 second here. Again, 1 precinct is reporting. I'm going to get these numbers in real quick. I don't have my helper here to put in the numbers, so I have to manually do it here. But with only one precinct tonight, I think I can probably manage that. So give me 1 second here. One more to put in. And all right, make sure I got this right. Yes. 8. And Tracy. All right. Here are the latest. Oh, I got to put this in here real quick. Sorry. Again, 1 out of 4 is reporting, and here come the early numbers with one precinct reporting. Tracy Williams leading the way with 51% of the vote. Danny Smith currently in second place with 17 votes. Cheryl Padgett with 8 votes. Jesse Morris with 4 votes. And Franklin Danley with 3 votes. Again, that's with 1 of the 4 precincts reporting. So we're 25% of the way done. 75% more to go. Yeah, I could. You know what, Don? It would probably be a lot easier with me just doing it tonight. Phil had a busy day, busy week, so and, you know, this probably goes a little bit smoother here. Although the commentary would probably be a little bit better if Phil joined us. But anyway, that is round 1. 3 more rounds to go. And Tracy Williams, 51% of the vote currently. Again, top two move on to April. So hopefully, you know, in the coming months or weeks, I guess, we might have a chance to meet the final 2 candidates a little bit closer, whether it be a forum or interview type deal to, you know, we had a 60-minute forum, which I thought went really well. With 4 of the 5 candidates being there. Franklin Danley was there, Cheryl Padgett was there, Danny Smith was there, and Tracy Williams was there. And they did a really good job. The subject matter was kind of broad, but we wanted to make sure we got all the, you know, allow more time for them to talk about their platform. So maybe in the coming weeks we can have a little bit more in-depth talk with the top 2 candidates as they go for the City Council seat in Ward 3. Again, that election again will be April 6th between the top 2 here. Still just one of the 4 representing so far. Of course, I've never at the forum I had a chance to moderate that with Jamie Newton, who did a great job of helping me out. That's the first time I believe she had ever moderated a forum, and did a really good job on short notice. But that was my first time to meet Franklin Danley. He is a tall guy and a firm handshake. He was a very nice gentleman. Jesse Morris did not attend that forum. Of course, Cheryl Padgett, she's been on the City Council for the most part since 2013. Again, she was appointed twice, and she was also elected once. And so she's been there every part since 2013. Met Danny Smith for the first time at the forum as well. And also Tracy Williams. I've got to meet Tracy a couple times over the last several weeks. And I really thought Tracy did a really good job at the forum. They all did, but Tracy seemed to come across, in my opinion, really well. And that was the kind of the cool thing about the forum is I didn't know really any of the candidates as far as their approach to the city of Guthrie and the way things are handled. But I thought Tracy did a really good job. Let's check. See here. Well, still just 1 of 4 reporting. So, you know what? I should have done a total vote here. So Kathy says 65 votes. So is that right? 50, 58, 60, 65. Yep, exactly right. So we're up to 65 votes. Again, the over-under's 100.5. Did you take the over or the under? Hopefully it's the over. Hopefully it's the other. Over, excuse me. And if you do want to watch the forum, it is on Guthrie news page. Let me see if I can pull that up here real quick. Come to me for a second. I'll go over here. I think I can pull it up here. It's kind of Guthrie news page. So there's the headline. Congratulations, by the way. The 2 sisters, one on the left's a freshman, the one in the center is a sophomore. The 2 Kirk girls, they qualified for the first ever girls state wrestling this year. The OSSA brought in girls wrestling officially last year, and so they're going to get to wrestle for Guthrie High School in the first ever girls state wrestling tournament. It's a pretty cool deal. The boys will follow as well. But you go down to, you go past the headlines, and then you go down to the news area, and then you read that beautiful ad, and you click it, and then there's the form there, and there's the video. There's the video. You can watch that. You can also go to youtube.com/Guthrie News page, and all the videos for Guthrie News page are there. Actually, I forgot. The form is on the bottom. This is the live stream right here at the top, but at the bottom is the forum. So if you want to watch that. All right. Well, the boss is saying we will probably hold another forum. So there you go. There, it doesn't get more official than Brittany. So that would be a cool deal. That would be fun. Randy Lachey, good question. You know, I thought the exact same thing, and I actually made an error at the forum because I thought that's what it was. But in county government, yes, if you get 50% or more, you move on. If there's 3 opponents and you get 50% or more, you move on. But that's not the case in city municipality. And I spoke with the city manager, Leroy Alsup, and got that state statute or ordinance, whatever it is, and then followed that up with the board, election board, and that verifies. So yeah, it's the top 2 regardless. I mean, one person can get 99 votes, the other can get 1 vote, and the other 3 0. Well, the 1 vote would, the top 2 would move on. So I thought the exact same thing, Randy. So I learned something new this course. And that was from the, again, I said it wrong. I thought it was if you got 50%, you moved on. If you didn't get 50%, the next 2 moved on like you do in county government, but not the case. So, yeah, I learned something on that day. Okay, we got another precinct in, so let me get these numbers in here real quick. I wonder, I don't live in Ward 3, so I did not get to vote in this, but I'm curious if anybody got the mailer that went out. We'll talk about that here in a second. To make sure I got my numbers right here. Franklin, yes. Tracy, yes. Cheryl, yes. Danny, yes. And Jesse, yes. All right. We'll change this to 2 precincts now reporting. So we're halfway there, and the numbers are in. 2 of the 4 precincts are in, and let's take a look at those now. So Franklin Danley with 5 total votes, Jesse Morris with 4 total votes, Cheryl Paget with 9 total votes, Danny Smith with 27 current votes, and Tracy Williams with 57 current votes. So total votes were up to 102, so we're already over the over-under number. So if you took over on 100.5, congratulations, you are won that one. So with 2 more precincts to go, we'll see. So far we've had 79 people go out in the cold weather today and vote. So that's awesome that you went out there and vote. Again, I don't live in Ward 3, so I did not get to vote today, and I like to get out and vote every time there's a election. But so there you have it right now. Tracy Williams, if you round up, it's 56%. If you keep it at 2 digits right of the decimal. It's 55.88, but we're going to go ahead and round up here tonight. But second place right now, Danny Smith, 26.47% of the vote. So if it ended right now, it'd be Tracy Williams and Danny Smith going to the April 6th election. Ryan Cotting said he got several mailers. No mailers for Alice Stevenson. Again, I live in Ward 3, so no mailers for me. I did see I know one mailer for sure. And it appears, the mailer, I don't know if I have it. I don't think I have it on the computer, but about the city water, and that's the same type of mailers we had the last time during the filing period. And I'm pretty sure I know who is the author of those mailers. I'm not going to say, but just because I haven't talked to that person specifically who I think is sending them out. But they weren't endorsing any candidate either way. They were just making sure a candidate or two at the filing period and at this one before the election that they didn't win. So it was more of a we're not endorsing anybody, but don't vote for this type. Don't vote for this person. And it wasn't just one person. It was for one during this election cycle, but during the filing period, it was a couple others. So, but I did not get the mailer. I did see it. So, everybody asked for it. Everybody asked for it, and here it is. Phil Nichols, he is here. We can start. We're going to start completely over since Phil is here. So. See, everybody was wanting to know why Phil was not on here tonight. This is exactly the reason why Phil does not do election night coverage with me. I have to. I don't have a beat button. I don't have a dump button. So no, Phil. Now my comments are going to go over 300, so that's good for me there. But yeah, Phil, everybody was missing you. All right, let's quickly go back and see if there are any more precincts coming in. No, we're still at 50%. So 2 of the 4 are in. We got 2 more to come in. So Phil, I know who Chris wanted to win. Phil, there's 2 winners tonight. There's 2 winners tonight. And I'm not a voter. I'm here. Again, this Ward 3 election, this is the only thing on the ballot for Guthrie and for Logan County for that matter. Gina Davis and Ron Plagg were up for election for Guthrie School Board, which their meeting was postponed Monday night. They're going to have their meeting next Monday night, but Gina and Ron did not draw an opponent, so they were not. So no election was needed tonight for the Guthrie School Board. But there are a bunch of other races throughout the state, both county and local. A lot of school bonds are out there as well, but nothing in Logan County. Coyle, Crescent also was going to have school board elections, but did not have enough to. Let me say that. Let me make sure I think that's right. I'm starting to second guess myself here. There are 2 precincts in Logan County that goes to Edmond Public Schools, and they have a school board member up for election there. But that's just 2 precincts over in the far southwest portion of the county, who live in the Edmond Public Schools school district. So, but no bearing on Guthrie or Guthrie School Board or Crescent, Coyle, Mohawk, none of those. So. Yeah, that makes sense now why Phil joined us now. I won't put you on blast yet, but yeah. All right, we again waiting on half of the precincts are in. I really thought we'd be done by 7:45, but maybe it's going to be 8 o'clock tonight. 2 more precincts left. Appreciate everyone tuning in and kind of making this a good back and forth conversation. Again, 102 votes are in so far in 2 precincts. 79 people showed up. So, man, just think about it. Those precinct workers as well, those men and ladies who sit there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Actually, they got to get there a little bit early and they have to leave a little bit late. But they put in over 12-hour days at those precincts. So a big thank you to those who help out with the voting process, and big thank you to Shalene, who overlooks the Logan County Election Board, and Sandy, who is in there as well. So big thank you. I mentioned the polling places earlier, but the poll workers, again, over 12 hours at one place. So hopefully they had Wi-Fi or some internet to help smooth their day along. But only 79 people so far in 2 precincts vote. So even in half, that's 40 people maybe in a 12-hour period. So, yeah. Jeff Flurry, he says he wished he was on Facebook, but that's the cool thing, is you don't have to be on Facebook to watch these live shows that we do, whether it be election night type like this, or Phil and I, we have the Open Mic podcast. We do that. We do a lot of Guthrie High School athletics here on YouTube, and you can go to youtube.com/GuthrieNewsPage.com. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell. You see all the videos. All the videos that you see on Guthrie News Page are all embedded from YouTube, and there are playlists on YouTube. You can go through sports, county commissioner meetings, city of Guthrie meetings, sports, all that stuff on Guthrie News Page YouTube. And it's a lot easier to find on YouTube, because on Facebook, like this live video on Facebook will be gone in 30 seconds because there's 5 quadrillion more posts after that. But it's a little bit easier to find on YouTube if you want to go back and find football games, basketball games, wrestling duels, podcasts. It's a lot easier to find on YouTube. And so we're starting to do a whole lot more stuff on YouTube. And plus, I think the picture is a little bit better on YouTube as well. So I'm a little bit biased to YouTube, but there are plenty of good folks on Facebook that make it's easier to find for them, isn't it? And Facebook is a little bit more easier as far as a social platform to talk back and forth. So no Councilman Channel. I did not kick Jeff Flurry off. I think that was a personal choice. With that, let's see if there's another precinct report. Nope, dang it. Only 2 out of 4. So, yeah, Randy, Phil. That's what Phil does. He puts me on blast, all the good stuff. Kathy, taking a look at some of the numbers across the state. I really haven't been able to take a chance, but Kathy has looked at it, and it looks like the numbers are down. In fact, not only down, but she says incredibly low everywhere, which we knew, talking to the people. I've talked to people who followed this stuff fairly close, thought that the numbers would be down just because it was so cold outside, and the roads were, iced over on Monday. The temperature didn't get any higher, so the road's going to be even worse on Tuesday. And again, at the beginning of the stream, I think the city's street crew, Tinny Maker, and in Public Works did a great job. I got out and about a couple times today and didn't have any issues at all. Monday was a little bit different. It was slick. Of course, there was accidents all morning to all night. It was a busy day for the Logan County Sheriff's Office as they had crash after crash after crash. Thank you, Mel Lady. Mel Call. I got mail. It looks like a thank you card. Let's see what it is. See if it's worth sharing with everybody here. Thank you. Ah, Very nice. From the chamber. Brittany, I got it. Thank you. I won't go into all of it, but thank you, Brittany. I think Brittany's watching still. She probably turned me off already, but yeah, thank you, Brittany. That's awesome. All right. Yeah, again, getting back to the election, the weather, obviously a factor. Only one ward on here. And remember, and I can't remember the number of votes, Dawn Channel, the victory over Cheryl Paget 2 years, yeah, it was 2 years ago. That had a school bond election on the ballot in Ward 3, and I still think less than 300 people voted from that ward. So with no school board and no other on the ballot, throw in the cold weather, throw in the possibility of roads still being slick. People didn't simply get out. So, okay, Brittany is still watching. I didn't know if she did that or not, but Brittany, no, I forgot to hit send. Okay, so I can't say it. She sent me a nice thank you card, Brittany Timmons with the Guthrie Chamber of Commerce. And thank you for the banquet, and the forum, and on the friendship. So, Brittany, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you cards are very cool to get. And not only thank you cards, but handwritten thank you cards. Thank you, Brittany. That's awfully nice of you. All right. Let's see if we have an update here. Nope, still 2 of the 4 precincts reporting. Oh, Dawn says we had over 300. You know what, Dawn? We got time. Let's take a look. I think you're right. It was like 185, 165, or one. Oh, let me look at it here. We can pull it up here. We got a few moments here. I thought it was, we had over 300. Okay. Let's get the official numbers here. I'm sure Don would remember a lot better than I would on that. So, election results, April 2nd, 2019. That would have been it. Let's see. Dawn Channel had 164 votes. Cheryl Paget had 158 votes. So 164 plus 158. 322. Dawn, you got it right. 322 people came out and voted in the last election for Ward 3. Again, remember that had a school bond election on it as well. But Don won that. Again, talked about it earlier. This Ward 3, although they might not have many voters that come out and vote in that Ward 3, they have close votes in that ward. I know Gaylord Z. Thomas and Jason. Help me out, guys. I know, Don, you got this. Jason, Z. Thomas, and Jason. Help me out. But that was decided by less than 10 votes as well. So thank you, Don, on that correction. So 322 turned out in 2019. Again, school bond election was on there. In a big school bond election, which Guthrie Public Schools has passed 2 school bonds in a row. Not Jason Murphy. Come on, Don, help me out. He was on council, then resigned, and that's how Cheryl Paget got back onto the council. She was appointed. Jason, I got it over here. I just want you guys to Jason Smedley. Yes, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Martin. That's who it was. I knew you guys would get it. Thank you, Jeff. Brain's not working good tonight. But yeah, it was still close. So still 2 of the 4 precincts reporting. Not much has changed there. Look at my phone. Thank you, Phil. Phil also got it right. Well, I got a friend that's just trying to get everybody onto the board tonight, and if the other one comes, we got a lot of trouble if that person comes on board. Okay, 2 out of 4 precincts reporting. Do another update here. Still 2 out of 4. So I thought we'd be done at 7:45, and now here we are coming up at the 8 o'clock hour. So here in a second, when I get nervous because I've run out of material, I will place a phone call to see if we got the numbers a little bit quicker. But we'll give them a few more minutes to try to get this in here real quick. Again, all results are unofficial until certified by the Logan County Election Board on Friday. They have a 5 o'clock meeting. Again, no school tomorrow. In classroom instruction, that will be virtual learning tomorrow. The Logan County Courthouse will open at 11 a.m., just like they did today. It'll be 11 a.m. tomorrow. When you see me looking up, I'm looking at the comments. So Jeff Flory wants to know, how long does it take to count votes? Well, Jeff, they slide them into the counter, and the computer actually keeps the count of them. And then they got to take the computer and put it into the election board system, and then out to us here. So it's not necessarily how long does it take to count the votes. It's a matter of how long does it take the poll workers to go from their polling location to the Logan County Election Board office, and then for the election board office to put the numbers into the system. That's the thing that usually takes longest. And usually it's on election night when there's 22 precincts, total 22 precincts in Logan County. It takes a little bit while on those nights just because they have to come from all over the county. So those nights are a little bit longer. Phil says 23 minutes. I think, yeah. You asked for it, Jeff or Ryan. You guys asked for it, Phil, so you got to deal with it now. So 9 people voted by mail so far, 14 by early voting, and 79 went to a polling location so far today. We still got 2 of the 4 coming up. Phil says, answer my question. Phil, I didn't see. I don't know if I want to see your question, but I have not seen your question, Phil. Phil's texting me now to tell me to answer his. See, he's very threatening, very threatening. I need these 2 precincts to come in really, really quick. If not, let's see here. Let me place a phone call here real quick to see if we can maybe speed this up. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, bromance, there it is. Oh, here we go. All right. I think I've been told we're about 5 minutes away from maybe getting all the information together. So we got 5 more minutes. Hopefully, they told me 5 minutes. I can say all the numbers, all the precincts have made their way to the election board office. Now it's just they had a fancy word, NBI. Do we have? I don't know. But all the ballots have made their way to the election board. Now they just got to. They can't read them. I asked them for the numbers. They couldn't read the exact numbers because they're in some form that you can't read the numbers. I'm sure it's some process, well thought out process. But they told me they think they'll have it here in about 5 minutes. So here we go. We will wait for those to officially come in. By the way, Oklahoma, after those November elections, Oklahoma has a pretty good voting process compared to all the other states that are out there. Boy, oh boy, those are headaches. But Oklahoma seems to do that right, I do believe. Phil, stop. Stop. I blame one person for Phil, and I don't want to do it publicly, but again, if you're just tuning in, we are a little bit of a stall here as we wait 2 more precincts to come in. 2 of the 4 have reported. 102 total votes so far have come in. We got 2 precincts left. Again, the top 2. Yes, Phil. Good night. I'll call you in the morning and let you know who won the top 2 candidates. So. Have a good night, Phil. But the top 2 voters, or the top 2 candidates tonight to receive the most votes, will move on to the April 6th election. And then we'll have 1 more vote for Ward 3 voters. And then that person will quickly turn around and be seated at the city council. It's not like a county commissioner's race or a sheriff or a county clerk or a court clerk or a treasurer in the county. They usually went with when there's no when there's only one party, like in the case of Logan County, it's all been Republicans who filed for office. In the last couple elections, no Democrat have filed, so we have known who won the election by June, but they don't take office until January. That's not the case in city government and also school board elections. Once the elections are done in April, they take the seats. I think maybe at the next meeting, if not the second, but it's really, really close. It's within a couple of weeks of winning the election and then boom, on the council. They don't have to wait like the president would win it in November, take the office in January 20th. Not the case with city and school. They win and boom, they're on. Pretty good, Dawn. That was pretty good. Chapel's down there. Everyone's looking for Chapel. I'm getting text messages about Chapel. Everyone's concerned about Chapel, but Dawn has led the way and let us know that Chapel's putting the numbers in. It's pretty good. Cody Knox, watching on YouTube. Don't help Phil. He doesn't need any encouragement. Randy, no kisses. I'm trying to get Phil to go to bed. It's past. Oh, yeah, it's way past his bedtime. He needs to go to bed. All right, please, precincts come in fast. Nope, still 2 out of the 4. They told me 5 minutes. I'm gonna hold them to them. Not that can't do anything about it, but so are there more? I'm sure there's more people watching on Facebook than there's YouTube. Go to YouTube if you want to see my words come faster. They come faster on YouTube than they do Facebook. There are quite a few more. Oops. A few more. The number or the comments are getting closer on Facebook and YouTube. Usually when we have these streams, it's all Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. But the YouTube comments are starting to compete with the Facebook comments. So that's awesome. Again, youtube.com/Guthrie News page. Subscribe, bell, boom. My refresh button is getting worn out here. Don says he can't do YouTube. Flurry's over there. Flurry, that's where the cool kids are at, over at YouTube. All the great videos. You know, YouTube is the second most popular search engine. Google's one, YouTube's second. Dr. Mike Simpson clarifying school board elections within this new format, 50% plus declares the winner, and they do take the seat at the next meeting. So just like county, if they get, you know, the 50% they're on, again, learn this, the county or city top two. And normally what has happened in city council, there's only been two people who filed. Usually either nobody files, or excuse me, only one person files, most two. And so this is the first time, I think, in a long time, more than one person has filed for office for one seat. So that's why it came up the first time. So Jeff Flurry says, Don, you can stay over there. You're not invited to the Cool Kids Club yet. Oh, Kathy says, refresh, and we have all four in. So let's go to me real quick so I can put these numbers in here real quick. Thank you, Kathy. That number does not change. That number does not change. Well, I don't think 79, 21, 34 people out of 2 precincts. Holy smokes. Okay. Sorry. And all right. Make sure I get these numbers correct here. The final numbers are coming. Final numbers are coming here. Yes, that's correct. See, this is why I double check. I would have missed that one. Okay. One more time. 5, 4, 10, 30, 64. Okay, here we go. Final numbers of the night. Numbers are in. 4 out of 4 precincts are reporting. 113 people voted today. And the 2 winners coming out of today's election are Tracy Williams with 64 total votes. Danny Smith will move on to the April 6th election along with Tracy Williams, who collected 30 votes. The incumbent Cheryl Padgett with 10 total votes. Franklin Danley with 5 total votes, and Jesse Morris with 4 total votes. So congratulations to Tracy Williams and Danny Smith. They will be on the April 6th election ballot. The polls, again, will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. that day. You can still vote, again, by absentee mail, or go in early voting on that April 6th general election day. So we will have a new city council member on the council come mid to late April, maybe early May. See, that would be April 6th. So I think it would be the second council meeting in April, I believe, is when they would take their seat, but still plenty of time until then. So the numbers are in, and Tracy Williams wins the overall election, and he will be joined by Danny Smith on the ballot come April 6th. So that is all the numbers are in. Again, a big thank you to all the places that host the voting polling locations. I know, again, Generation Church was up there. I think Noble Avenue Baptist Church was another one. One other one way out west of town. Can't remember, I think. But Thank you to all the poll workers out there. Thank you to the Logan County Election Board ladies, doing a great job. Again, all these are unofficial until certified by the Logan County Election Board office. Again, never seen anything, hopefully knock on wood, that we never have anything. But most of these are usually pretty cut and dry. And so if there's no protests or anything, these will be certified and official on Friday. So thank you guys to everybody watching. Stay warm. Man, it is so cold outside, but stay warm. Again, virtual learning for Guthrie Public Schools tomorrow. Thank you, Phil, for watching. Thank you, Brittany, for the thank you card. That was really, really cool. I appreciate that. And big thank you to everybody who commented and made this 45 minutes to an hour go pretty quick. And hopefully I didn't stutter too much on you guys tonight. So a big thank you to everybody watching both on Facebook and YouTube. That will do it. And you guys have a great night. I'm Chris Evans. And until next time, have a great evening.